Most people get reincarnated with cheat skills or legendary swords. But this guy, he woke up as a literal egg. No arms, no legs, and zero ways to defend himself in a forest where everything wants to eat him for breakfast. With only a mysterious voice in his head to guide him, our hero, now named Illusia, has to do the impossible. Hunt monsters while still inside his shell just to gain enough XP to hatch. He wants to be a hero and make friends with humans. But his evolution path is turning him into a monster the world is terrified of. So our story begins in the most disorienting way possible. Our main character wakes up in complete darkness, confused and unable to move. He's trying to figure out where he are, whose room this is, and why everything is pitch black. But here's the kicker. He's not in a room at all. He's inside an egg, a dragon egg, to be specific. Now, if you're thinking, okay, being a dragon sounds pretty cool, hold that thought. Because this anime immediately hits us with a game-like system. A voice called God's Voice starts explaining that our protagonist now has stats, skills, and levels. Basically, full RPG mechanics. The voice explains it's a level 1 skill that can only provide basic information about stats and items. When our hero tries to ask deeper questions like, "Who are you?" or "Where am one?", the voice just keeps repeating God's Voice level 1 cannot provide that explanation. Talk about frustrating customer service. But things get worse. Our egg protagonist discovers he's perched on a tree branch, and before he can process this information, boom, he fall. He gained the falling posture skill and a title called Clumsy. Yes, the system literally just called him clumsy. That's not a skill, that's just an insult. He rolled down and nearly fall into water, which would have been game over since, he's still an egg. Here's where it gets real. The system explains that dragon eggs are F-rank monsters. If the shell cracks, he die. He can't think properly yet since his brain isn't fully developed, and all he can do is roll around. Oh, and get this. The description says he's considered a delicacy. Adventurers are encouraged to kill him on sight because he's tasty and valuable. The only thing stopping people is the fear of an angry parent dragon nearby. So our protagonist is basically a walking or rolling snack. But our hero isn't giving up. He starts leveling up his rolling skill.
They see me rolling, they hate it.
Learning to turn and maneuver. Of course, he also level up clumsy after taking more fall damage. Classic. He figure out that resting restores HP, which is crucial because he's incredibly fragile. Then comes the first real challenge. A dark worm appears, basically a giant caterpillar monster. Our protagonist checks its stats and realizes this thing has way more HP. In a straight fight, the egg loses. So what do? He uses his environment. He lure the worm to a high ledge and trick it into falling, taking fall damage. It's actually pretty clever. He finish it off and boom, 12 experience points. He also get a title called Walking Egg, which gives him even more experience. The system rewards creativity. And here's the big moment. He hit max level and can finally evolve. He's given 2 choices, little dragon or baby dragon. The little dragon is described as a powerful fire-breathing creature feared by adventurers, bigger than a bear. Sounds awesome, right? The baby dragon, on the other hand, has a description that starts with, "The meat is tender and delicious, goes well with sauce." I'm not kidding. It says he have weak claws and fangs, low combat ability, and most of him get killed by monsters or adventurers. But here's the catch. Baby dragons have high potential and can evolve into many different dragon types. Our protagonist is about to pick little dragon for the obvious power boost. But then God's voice suddenly speaks differently. It says, "Aim for the top. I have high expectations. Don't disappoint me." This is way more personal than before, and it makes our hero reconsider. He realized that little dragon might be a dead-end evolution, while baby dragon has multiple branching paths. So he make the risky choice, baby dragon. And honestly, it pays off immediately. He get a title called Dragon King's Child that boosts all his resistance skills under level 5. He gained Dragon Scale's Baby Breath and other skills. His stats jump significantly. Sure, he's still weak compared to what he could have been, but the potential is there. Now, here's where the anime gets surprisingly dark. After evolving, our protagonist looks at the dead worm he killed earlier and feels hungry. Not just hungry, he feels a primal urge to eat it. This is dragon instinct kicking in, and despite knowing it's a gross bug, he eat it. The show doesn't shy away from how disturbing this is. Our hero is struggling with the fact that his body wants things his human mind finds repulsive. He wake up the next day still a dragon, realizing this is his new reality. He's in a fantasy world with RPG mechanics. He's a dragon, and he can't even remember his past life properly. Not his name, not his gender, nothing. It's actually pretty tragic when you think about it. But life goes on. He start hunting dark worms, leveling up quickly. He learned new skills like Infighter and Dragon Punch. Yes, this baby dragon knows martial arts. He hit level 15 and start feeling confident. Maybe reaching the top won't be so hard after all. Then he make a mistake. He try eating a random mushroom. Big mistake. He get poisoned and nearly die, though he do gain poison resistance and another level in Clumsy. Thanks, system. Very helpful. He decide to hunt something other than bugs and find a gray wolf. It's level 6 with lower stats, so he go for it. Using Dragon Punch, he take it down and discover something amazing. Cooked meat. He use his baby breath fire to cook the wolf, and for the first time since arriving in this world, he eats something that actually tastes good. It's a small victory, but it matters. As he continue leveling, he start adapting to dragon life. He get better at cooking, better at hunting, but he's lonely. The only one he can talk to is God's voice, and the rest is just talking to himself. He hit level 20 and learn the next evolution is at level 25. Then he hears something that changes everything, human voices. They spot a group of adventurers in robes and armor. Our protagonist is excited. Finally, other people. They're weaker individually, but groups can be dangerous. Still, our hero decides TC approach peacefully. He tries to act cute and non-threatening, thinking, I'm not a bad dragon. Please be nice to me. It doesn't work. The adventurers immediately attack. One of them hits our protagonist with a paralysis spell, and they gain magic resistance while getting absolutely wrecked. Our hero realizes how stupid they were. Why would humans be friendly to a dragon? To them, dragons are either threats or food. Our protagonist is about to die. But then, something unexpected happens. A young girl from the group shields the dragon with her own body. She uses healing magic on them, even though she barely has any MP left. The protagonist checks her stats. Her name is Miliana, and she's an ash human. She's completely drained herself to save this dragon she just met. Our hero is overwhelmed with gratitude. As the paralysis starts to wear off, they don't want her to leave. They want to stay with this kind person just a little longer. The system gives them a title, liar. Even God's voice is calling them out for being selfish, harsh, but fair. Just as the paralysis is about to fade completely, they hear screams. The other adventurers are in trouble. Our protagonist checks the enemy, and their blood runs cold. It's a little rock dragon with 197 HP. This thing is way beyond their level. The smart move is to run. Miliana can't fight anymore. She has no MP left, and the other adventurers are clearly losing. But Miliana runs toward the danger anyway. She's going to try to save her friends, even though she'll definitely die. Our protagonist is still partially paralyzed, struggling to move. They know they can't win this fight, but Milana saved them. She used her last bit of magic on a monster she had no reason to trust. The paralysis finally breaks. Our hero makes their choice. He is going after her. Maybe if all of them work together, they have a chance. It's a long shot, but they have to try. He charges ahead into battle, knowing he's probably going to die, but doing it anyway, because someone showed them kindness in a world that's been nothing but hostile. And that's where we leave off. This first episode does something really interesting. It takes the isekai formula and strips away all the power fantasy elements. Our protagonist isn't overpowered. They're not surrounded by adoring fans. They're a weak monster in a world that wants them dead, struggling to survive and hold on to their humanity, or whatever's left of it. And most importantly, what's the deal with God's voice, and why does it seem to have its own agenda? Let me know in the comments what you think. Would you choose Little Dragon for immediate power or Baby Dragon for long-term potential? And if you enjoyed this recap, hit that like button and a subscribe for more anime content. See you in the next one.